We are live and recording.
Thank you. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Contracts Committee meeting for the Contracts Committee of the State Bar of California. My name is Mark Toney. I serve as Vice Chair of the State Bar Board of Trustees. The chair, Jose Cisneros, is not able to make it today, so I am chairing the meeting in his absence. And I'd like to start off by calling the meeting to order and asking, just remind everybody the meeting is recorded, and I would like to ask Committee Coordinator Sharon Lim to do a roll call.
Cisneros not present. Soel,
Present.
Tony,
Present.
Vice Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. I know it seems like a small meeting, but 2 out of 3 is a quorum. So the next thing on our agenda is the call for public comment. And people can comment either in person at one of the noticed locations, can comment by Zoom, and can comment by phone. If you're on Zoom, there's a little raise hand function at the bottom of your screen. And if you're on a phone, you press *9 and then 9 again, and we'll know you want to speak. So if I could ask our committee coordinator, or well, first let me ask trustees, and that would be Trustee Sowell, if there's anybody in your office that wishes to make public comment today.
Vice Chair Tony, yes, there is. He is with me right now. And so whenever you're prepared to take his public comment, he's prepared to present.
Yes, we are prepared to take your public comment. Thank you for showing up.
Good morning, everybody. Vice Chair, Mr. Tony. Last month, I sent a letter to Board of Trustees about us to help find out who closed my complaint against Attorney General and Sacramento DA, Mr. Tien Ho, about they did not investigate Sacramento DA office and police provide me fake information about the person that killed my father. The staff in State Bar that closed my complaint without look into DA case 99F08735. My father won't come on. They told me my father Wun Kang An is the victim in the case and Jung So Fong was the person that killed my father. However, State Bar had never confirmed it. I have filed complaints since February. I sent a letter last month to Board of Trustees, asked to help to find out who closed my file. Because the letter from State Bar have no name, no signature, no title. Vice Chair, Mr. Tony, could you help to find out the status of my complaint because there's no response from State Bar.
Do you have anything else to offer today?
No, but
Okay.
can you get the status because it has been almost 9 months.
I thank you very much for your comments. It's a question I can ask. I'm not sure what the answer is, but fair question.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tony.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You should.
Do we have any other members of the public who have indicated that they'd like to provide public comment today?
We do not have any advanced signups and no one in person at the San Francisco office, but I do see one raised hand in the attendees list.
Very good. If you could promote that person, and they will also have 2 minutes.
It's Benjamin Coe.
Benjamin Cohn gets 3 minutes because he has previously requested for accommodations, and those, of course, have been honored. So, yes, please.
Benjamin Cohn, your mic has been muted.
Hello, thank you. I do not see the agenda for the November 20 board meeting posted yet, but I know that any items that are not already on that agenda would need to be added to it at least 10 days in advance, which is coming right up. So I thought it would be ripe to remind you of my suggestion that the board add, regardless of whether the staff recommend it or not, be taken up, the potential motion that the board could make on its own, notwithstanding a CBE majority decision not to recommend it, to discuss at least, if not potentially take action to seeking a remedy for those applicants who were not provided their approved testing accommodations by Measure Learning on the February 2025 bar exam, as found by HMRO either to have been verified to occur or have been found by HMRO to not have any contradictory evidence refuting the reports that those applicants have made to those facts. The board is already has taken up motions in the past that the CBE declined to recommend when the staff want it, including for fee increases. And I suspect that even though the board had rejected said requests for fee increases at that time, that will still be an agenda item at this very same November 20 board meeting. So I think that if there's going to be a sense that issues should not be relitigated, that be applied even-handedly, and if issues should be discussed anew, that also should be applied even-handedly. In this case, the board has never considered HMRO's report at a meeting, to my knowledge, since it was made. Even though at the time it was commissioned and hundreds of thousands of dollars were authorized, it was promised that the board would have an opportunity to discuss those remedies. And until that commission had been made, it sounded to me like the board was ready to even authorize seeking those remedies at that time in May, just based on the facts that were reported on the ground. So I'd ask that be agendized. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. We do appreciate it. Sharon, is there anyone else who has indicated that they'd wish to provide public comment?
No, we do not have any more raised hands in the attendees list.
Great, great. Well, thank you, everybody who provided public comment. And at this time, I will go ahead and close public comment and move on to the next matter in the agenda. Our first item is approval of the October 14th Contracts Committee open session minutes. And I'd like to know if there are any corrections or modifications or questions that anybody has.
Sure, Tony, I would like to move the minutes, found them in order.
I will, thank you very much, Trustee Soel. I will go ahead and second it. Can we call for a roll call vote, please?
Hillel,
I,
Tony,
Aye.
Cisneros not present, with 2 ayes and 0 nays, the minutes are adopted.
Thank you very much. The next item on our agenda is approval of specified contracts pursuant to Business and Professions Code, Section 6008.6. And if we could have a presentation on what it is that we're going to be addressing today, I'd appreciate it.
Thank you. Yes, good morning. So I'm here to present the contracts that need approval. As listed on the table, items 1 through 6 are contracts tied to the Office of Admissions for testing facilities. So 1, 2, 3 supports the February 2026 exam. Number 4 through 6 are for the July 2026 exam. These current amounts reflect the best estimates to the sites and required work. However, for these 6 items in admissions, we're also seeking the 30% contingency for any unforeseen cost or scope changes. And if I continue with items 7 and 8, both of these are for IT contracts. Do you have a question? Do you want me to stop there?
Yeah, I was hoping you would like do a share screen and let's go through it together.
Yes, let me move over 1 second.
Thank you, Grisel. I sure appreciate it. It helps me. It may help other people in the public too. Just follow along. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Perfect.
If you could make it a little bit larger, that'd be such a wonderful thing. Oh, excellent. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Perfect. So these are the items 1 through 6 of the admissions that I just described for the sites. So these are the 6 items that we're seeking that 30% contingency for any unforeseen costs. We also have items 7 and 8 related to IT purchases. The item number 7 is for a consultant that it will be part of the project for the reskinning website. As you can see here, the total contract value is the full value of the MSA. This is a company that we use often for a lot of IT consultant work. Number 8 for InfoPro. This is our current learning management system. They help host on our website many of the courses. So the request for here is for the annual hosting and a change order of that website for the courses that are currently hosted on the website. And the last item is RCO Labs. This is a request for the purchase of a cyber risk monitoring platform that would be also used for the state bar. So with that, that concludes all 9 items. And if you have any questions, happy to address any.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Grisel, could you please remind me what your title is and role in the state bar?
Yes, I'm the principal procurement analyst. I work in the finance team.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And I want to open it up to see what questions Trustee Sowell might have.
appreciate that, Vice Chair Tony. And I did, forward to Donna and others on the team a very sort of short list of questions that I wanted to preview with them prior to us taking up this item. And those questions largely revolve around the sites that we've already approved for July of next year, as well as for February of next year, their capacity, their cost, their geographic sort of distribution. And Donna, I know that you have some responses, indicated that you have some responses to those questions. Those questions were presented and forwarded, largely just trying to make sure that we have secured the capacity that we need, as well as trying to ensure the fact that we have a good geographic distribution of sites for both February and July, given the fact that, as you know, Vice Chair Tony, in the past, we've had board members that have raised concerns about proximity for test takers, as well as we've had members of the legislature express concerns about proximity for test takers. And so, Donna, I think I guess I should just sort of kick it to you and let you respond to some of the questions I forwarded.
Certainly.
Please.
Certainly. Thank you, Trustee Sewell. I am happy to report that that we are coming to you with the last 3 test sites that we needed for the February 2026 exam. So with these sites, and actually there's an additional site in Vacaville that's under the threshold that for coming to the board. So you don't see that here. But we have, this is it for the final sites. You had previously approved a site for San Jose Event Center, in addition to the San Mateo Events and Convention Center. That we had lined up those sites because the Oakland Convention Center, which is a site that we have used quite a bit in the past, was unavailable. We subsequently learned that the Oakland Convention Center became available. And because of its location, because of its familiarity with the bar exam and our familiarity with the site, we opted to go with the Oakland Convention Center for both February 26th and July 26th in lieu of the San Jose facility that you had previously authorized us to contract for, but we hadn't yet gone ahead and executed that contract. So with these sites, we now have capacity for about 5,500 people for the February exam. In the Bay Area, we'll have Oakland Convention Center, San Mateo Event Center. We have, I think we are using a little bit of space in the San Francisco State Bar office. Let's see what else we have. And we have space at Golden Gate University. For Sacramento, we have testing accommodation space in a hotel that we have used many times, Hilton Arden Sacramento West. And for standard, for applicants without testing accommodations, we just were able to secure a banquet hall in Vacaville. Our traditional standard sites in Sacramento have not been available. I can give you a list of probably 50 different places that staff have reached out to try and find space. They were very excited when they found this banquet hall. And it really opened their eyes, frankly, to some other types of venues that we might be able to use in the future. That banquet hall in Vacaville will hold about 300, I think, applicants. So for those who are coming from Sacramento, it's closer, certainly, to go to Vacaville than to Oakland Convention Center. In San Diego, we have the Chula Vista Elite Athlete Training Center for standard applicants. And now today you're approving the amount for the Doubletree Mission Valley in San Diego, which is the site for those with testing accommodations. We have other sites in the greater Los Angeles area, a hotel in Anaheim that we have used several times. and the Ontario Convention Center that we've also used quite a lot. We have quite a number of seats reserved at the Ontario Convention Center. And then for the first time, we are adding at USC the Galen Center. That is a venue that will host about 400 people, and we've got that in downtown Los Angeles. And we specifically were looking for a site in downtown Los Angeles because we didn't have the Pasadena Convention Center or the Los Angeles Convention Center for February. And we know Ontario is, it could be quite a drive. And so we were really pleased to be able to identify the Galen Center. There are hotels nearby, there's food nearby, there's parking nearby. I wish it held more than 400, but we are really excited about that venue and the conversations that we had with the staff who are operating that venue. And so we are set now for February 2026 with these last 3 sites. And we'll also be using, again, sort of the Vacaville site, you haven't approved because it was less than 50,000. We'll be using about 115 or so seats, I think, at the State Bar's Los Angeles office. Obviously, there's no cost there, so you all haven't approved that. So when you add all of these sites together for the February 2026 exam, the facility costs that you will be approving and have approved, plus the Vacaville site that you didn't have to approve, just over $1.1 million for those sites. There are some additional costs, and I don't have all of those. We have to, for the cost for electrical, right, to have outlets available for everybody with a laptop at these sites. Costs for rental of tables and chairs. A lot of these venues, that's built into the cost that we've identified for you. Some of these venues don't have the tables and chairs, and we have to contract with outside vendors for that. AV, things like that might be additional costs that we have separate contracts for, but we are done with the February bar exam after your approval today. And then you're seeing today the first 3 facilities that we are seeking to contract for the July 2026 exam. Oakland Convention Center, Pasadena Convention Center, and the Ontario Convention Center. Staff is continuing to work to get additional July 26 facilities, and are talking with facilities about discounts for contracting for multiple venues, multiple events. So if we can get them for July 26, February 27, and July 27, for example, can we secure those now? Can we get discounted price for having those? So staff are continuing to work on the rest of the 2026 sites, and I'm frankly excited about our progress getting these 3 to you in November. So we're pretty far from the July exam, and we're working hard to finalize those sites as well.
Very good. Vice Chair Tony, just a couple other questions for me.
Please.
Donna, so if I am in the Valley, I should either try to get to the Ontario site, or maybe if I'm in the Northern Valley, try to get into the Sacramento region. That's where those would be the sites that probably would be most proximate to me.
Yes, and historically, we have used the greater LA area, San Francisco Bay Area, Sacramento, and San Diego. So there has, unfortunately, right, we cannot staff sites across the entirety of the state. And so if you're in Fresno, if you're in Bakersfield, if you're in Stockton, you are going to Sacramento, you're going to the greater Los Angeles area. We are simply unable to support sites in more locations.
Got it. My next question is just about item number 7, and that has to do with the IT consultant contract, which looks like a contract for a particular individual to do consulting services for us. And just if folks could just talk about this one a little bit more for me, because it appears to be part of a much larger contract.
Grizel, do you have more detailed background on it? But I can speak to it really quickly, Arnie. This particular item is for one contractor, sorry, excuse me, but we have been using, as Grisel mentioned, this particular company, SMCI, for multiple projects in the past. It's been multiple years. It's not just, something that we've spent in the last year. It's been this particular company we have kept for several years, probably 5+ years, and we occasionally, as IT needs consultants to do specific work, they will hire a consultant under this company. This particular one, like I mentioned, is for one consultant, but it's just, I was trying to get a list from IT of what are the type of contracts that we've contracted with this particular company, but it's not just one person, and it's spanned over several years. That's why you see a really high dollar value.
Got it.
Mhm.
Araceli, is this particular contractor is paid out of this contract, or this is a separate cost?
No, so we pay the company, and then the company pays the particular any contractors under that company. They pay them. We just pay the company, and it is for a limited period of time. So usually, on average, I would say I've seen 6 months, a 6-month project.
Okay.
I'm not sure. This one should be similar, but I don't have those details in front of me.
Got it. Vice Chair Tony, those are my questions.
Well, thank you very much for asking them, and thank you very much, Donna and Araceli, for being responsive. I have a question on if we can go back up to the testing locations. And so when we hear about the 30%, it sounds like that the 30% extra does cover some of the things that Donna said. There's, always expenses beyond just renting the hall, okay, that are required to make it work. And I guess my first question is the 30% already embedded in the amounts that we see in front of us?
It is not.
And the 30% may be going to other contractors, but the 30%, I can just tell from looking at the numbers, it's unlikely that the whole 30% is going to a single contractor. So the amounts would be less than what need to be approved by the contracts committee or the board. Am I close on that?
So actually, if there are other contractors, we are contracting with them separately. So the 30% may be because, so let's use a testing accommodations test site. So the Doubletree Mission Valley, we have contracted for X number of individual rooms, private rooms, for a test taker who requires a private room. X number of classroom size rooms for reduced distraction. Perhaps we end up getting an influx of additional people needing to test in San Diego who need private rooms. The 30% will allow us to contract for more rooms. So that's what that is. And it could also be some of those other things if the hotel is providing the AV, then potentially if we add another reduced distraction room, we'll need AV in that room as well. And so that's what would be in these contracts. And we've put 30% here, which is higher than we typically ask as a contingency for other contracts, because we have looked at the history of our test sites, and some of them do increase as much as 30% as a result of those kinds of, because it's so based on how many people we need and the kinds of rooms that we need, that it could increase up to that amount.
Okay, so that gives the staff the flexibility to negotiate changes based upon the circumstances. How many people actually sign up, are assigned for a particular space, stuff like that. It is not for the other costs. It's okay. I'm just asking for clarification. You're explaining it very clearly to me. And but what we see for these contract amounts are for a certain number of people already. And when they're signed, the facility can't go back and say, well, I heard you have extra money. You know, we'll try to like raise the cost because they know that, well, you actually approved a higher budget. These will be enforceable for what the original contract is. The 30% is for for cost for extras, but not to for the venue to say, hey, you know, I know we gave you that estimate, but our costs have gone up. Our PG&E bill went up, you know, something like that.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, we don't have a contract with them until you give us the authorization that we can contract with them. We do have an estimate, and we do have. It's one of the reasons, frankly, we like to use venues that we've worked with before, and that know we'll be working with them again. We have good relationships with them. We have been able to rely on the estimates when they give us a bid or a quote for a room. We've been able to rely on those. But this is intended for unforeseen circumstances, like the need to adjust the space to add an extra room, an extra hall because of the number of candidates, those kinds of things. Oh, they didn't include the cost for proctor parking, and we need to add that in, right? Something like that. That's what's intended to be encompassed here.
Okay. I understand that. And I absolutely support the concept of doing this. Two things that would be nice to see is one, it kind of be nice to see the 30% also. Because it seems like we're authorizing that. We're being asked to authorize that. So, you know, it's okay for it to be in a separate column, or for, you know, maybe when we get to the resolution, I'm giving a heads up if anybody wants to start doing the math. But in the resolution, I'd like it to be clear what it is we're authorizing, and it's okay to say we're authorizing a base rate of this amount. And for, you know, each of the locations up to 30%, because I think you are asking for authorization for each up to 30%. I don't think you're asking for a 30% pool so that one can be 50. I don't think, but I'm saying just in terms of what we, you know, so that we're all have the same understanding, right? Of what we're approving, what you're authorized to do. And then the thing I'm very interested in, after we have the after all is said and done, that we just get a report and said, this is how much was authorized, this is how much was spent. And I would expect that some of them will be, oh, we went over 25%. Another one might say 15%. One of them might say 2%. I don't know, but I'm just guessing that each of these locations will be separate and different, and that the overages will be different. I know that you work very hard to watch costs really carefully, and you have no reason to get as close to 30% as you want. You have every reason to come in as low as you want, but it'd be nice for us to actually see that, the efforts you have made. I just think that I would appreciate that a great deal.
Yeah, and we can certainly work on how we do this. This is so it used to be that we came to you and we built in that 30% in what we asked you for. This is a recent change where we've said, no, we're asking you for the bid that we have now.
Yes.
I do want to clarify that what the resolution is asking for, and we can add that amount so it's transparent. But it is authorizing the executive director in consultation with, I'm going to not remember who, the chair of the board, chair of finance, to approve up to 30%, as you said, for each contract, not in bulk, should that be needed. So we're not asking you all to approve that amount, but basically giving the discretion to the executive director in consultation with whoever it says in the resolution, to approve up to that amount. Completely understand why, in the interest of transparency, you'd like to just see what that amount is in round numbers, and we can add that going forward.
Okay. And I think it'd be valuable to just have her, as part of the report that we as trustees regularly get for how each exam went. It'd be nice to say, here's what was approved and here's what was spent. Here's the variance. And by the way, our goal was to keep it under 30%, and we've done so in each case, which is what I would expect the outcome to be. So I just think that's a good thing, because otherwise we don't remember. We're not going to remember, or we may not ask how much was actually spent. Okay. Any other? Trustee Soul, did you have any other questions? Okay.
I'm good, Trustee.
Is there anything else before we move to take a look at the motion that we have before us? If we could put that on screen and take a look, see what we got. Okay, approve the vendors and amounts. Approve expenditures in amount not to exceed 30% of the amount noted. I would say in each of the items, 1 through 6. If you just put each of the items, I think that'll help me with clarity. And
Trustee Tony, the 30% of the total amount of those contracts
yes,
is just shy of $255,000 for the 6 contracts.
okay, that's good to know. I don't think it needs to be part of this resolution. Yeah, and you already have that any such approvals will be reported to the board at its subsequent meeting, right? So I think that's what I had asked. Any other revisions, Trustee Sowell, that you would like to see, or?
I'm comfortable, Trustee Tony, and prepared to move the resolution.
I will accept that motion and I will second it. If I could ask for a roll call vote, I'd appreciate that, Sharon.
Cisneros not present. Sowell,
Aye.
Tony,
Aye.
with 2 ayes and 0 nays, the motion carries.
All righty, let's see. I think we are at the end of today's agenda. Is there anything else before we wrap up? All right, hearing nothing, then I will thank everybody for your work in putting together the agenda. I appreciate especially the feeling that we as a board of trustees, that the staff is being very responsive to public comment about increasing the number of locations. And I feel good that we have that the board, with the assistance and partnership with the staff, has done so. So thank you very much. I think this is an outstanding outcome. Yes, please, Trustee Sowell.
I'm just wondering, Trustee Tony, if we could ask Aline, Erica, and Laura to stay on for just 1 second for a quick question post the meeting, if that's possible.
Um,
I think we need to circulate a new Zoom, which we can do via
yeah,
email.
I think that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's a very, very quick question, but I
Sure.
think it'd be, I
Great.
just want to.
And with that, I am going to close and adjourn this meeting of the Contracts Committee of the California State Bar Board of Trustees. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Right.